Hi, hello. This is Contract Revoked, The Lost Chapters. Let's see who made this here. It's a pretty old, I guess, kind of jam of sorts based on the mini episode Contract Revoked, which I guess is probably most famous these days, maybe, or at least I know it most because it's is the first to use and I guess created the Knave theme, which is like just a lot of like bookcases. This came out in 2005. I don't know when Contract Revoked came out. Let's see. Let's look at the README. Contract Revoked, Lost Chapters. Installation. We got how many maps do we got here? 9. Okay, that's a lot of maps. More than I thought. Not too much more information here about. I guess just a bunch of mappers came together and decided that they wanted to do this. So, because I don't see any information about like a map jam or anything like that. So I guess let's just hop in and see what it's all about. Very familiar looking kind of hub map. And this difficulty select. Yep. Normal. Easy. I always appreciate the floor thing. You know, where normal is just kind of or easy is kind of like just a straight path, and then normal you kind of got these crates, and then here you have like a little bit of lava. One thing I will say is that I wish you could fall into the lava. Like I wish this and this were gone. I think that's how it is in the original Quake. Like you have to be able to like do a little baby jump over to select the hard difficulty. It's like it's just like a little filter, I guess. Like if you just can't jump for whatever reason, you can't do the hard difficulty. Is that a little orb from Doom? Looks like one of those spheres from Doom. Okay, take some damage there. I guess this is Nightmare. Pretty cool, like the zombies all strung up on spikes. Well, this window's kind of weird. It's like bulged out. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a window look quite like that before. It looks good though, with the texture. It's like triangular kind of stained glass. Looks nice. Anyways, let's keep moving here. Through normal. This is pretty cool. This reminds me of a Quake 3, like a base Quake 3 level that has something similar to this. It's like mouth. Let's read all the chapters before you can finish the book. Okay. Let's go to our hub area. Nice hub area. Does this take us back up top, or is this a level? It just takes us back up, okay. A lot of work put into this hub area. I feel like nowadays most hub areas are just kind of like very basic, which is like fine, but a lot, like no effort is basically put into like their actual design. It's usually just like a big room, and like all the levels are kind of arranged around in it, which isn't a big deal. This is Quake 3 texture. This looks like a Quake 3 texture. Kind of out of place. Like this looks correct, but this looks fucked up. I don't know. I guess it's like on purpose, but it looks really weird. Because like you can kind of see behind the star, it has like little like tech kind of circuit board bits. I think this is from like DM6. The middle of DM6 has like the pentagram. That's where the quad or mega health is, depending on what game mode you're playing. This thing is really cool. It's like weird flesh tree. It's neat. Yeah, this just takes us back. Okay, I guess let's start playing this. Is there anything down here? Oh, some lighting issues there. Oh, there's a... No, it just takes you back up. I don't know what the point of that room is. Okay. I guess let's just start from the bottom and kind of work our way up then. That's probably the best way to go about this. There we go. Let's see, now stay here. Nope, wrong button. There we go, quick save. Just hop into one of these. Ammo out here. That's where I drop it in. Lots of Death Knights right off the bat. Really good use of the cave theme here. This looks really nice. Good. Ooh. Did not expect these guys. Not a big fan of Death Knights in like high places like that. The Death Knight projectile really isn't like dangerous. Death Knights are much better used to like chase the player around. I think like if you're gonna have enemies in high places, you should always do like ogres, or like I guess Vores are pretty good. Shamblers could be good as well. But Death Knights are just like I've seen a lot of maps that will put Death Knights on like a pedestal, and the idea is that like they just shoot projectiles at the player. Like their projectiles are so slow and so ineffective. It's just kind of like, who cares? Bunch of scrags. Scrags work really well as like an underwater enemy. Speaking of kind of one thing with Quake is there's not a lot of variety when it comes to the underwater enemies. You just kind of have to make do with the fish. Where to go? Yeah. Let's see what we're doing. So we're going this way. So now we go this way. Go up, please. It's down here. Nice. I'm always looking for those under the elevator secrets. I feel like it's so rare that they appear. Although that power up is kind of wasted here. Yeah, maybe we get a little use out of it. I don't even know what that power-up does. It's like extra nail gun damage. Nails do more damage or something like that. I feel like most power-ups in Quake are just not, like they'll always just kind of be not as good as quad and pentagram. They'll always just be like lesser. They're gonna... There's some shit coming here if they give me a red and a mega health. Oh yeah. Oh, I should have let those guys continue to fight. Not bad. Have a little bit of armor left. Above 100 health. Oh, these I hate these things. These things are worse than spawns. I think they're so much more worse than spawns. Oh, Jesus, I don't even know. These are way worse than spawns. No. Wait a second before I grab that super nail gun. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, like spawns I can deal with. These guys are, Oh, okay. I guess I just had to wait longer. Would have had this maybe a little faster or something? I don't know. Probably would have just had it be in the down position unless a player gets on it and then it goes up. Just to like trigger it. I think this is the end of the map. That was okay. Pretty short map. Good use of the theme there. Really good texture work. Honestly, no real complaints. I didn't like the Death Knights in the high areas. Again, I feel like Death Knights on like high ground shooting their projectiles at you just don't really work well. Death Knights are really good for like chasing the player around on kind of like flat terrain, right? Or having them like jump down at the player. They're almost like blockers, sort of. If you're like familiar with like American football, they're kind of just like they're used to kind of like chase you down, right? I don't know anything about football either, so maybe I'm I'm like using the incorrect terminology here, but they're kind of just like they're good for like pushing the player around and keeping them moving. Their projectiles are just really slow and ineffective, so having them kind of just be on like a pedestal or high ground and shoot at the player is just kind of whatever. Whereas the ogre nades, I think, are far more interesting. They're harder to dodge, and they're way more dangerous if they hit you. So yeah, it's better to, like, a better situation is to have an ogre up in a high spot shooting down at you, and then have Death Knights down below chasing you, so that you have to kind of keep away from the Death Knight while doing damage to him, or keep away from the Death Knight while also dodging the ogre nades, and then you kind of have to decide what target you want to prioritize there. Do you want to deal with, is the Death Knight more of a threat to you, or do you feel that the ogre up top is more of a threat to you? And also it depends on what weapons you have. So, yeah, I don't know. Just don't have Death Knights be turrets. The section with all the enemies here, the one on screen now with the gold key, I thought was like a little rough. Probably too many of those. I don't even know what you call them. I think those are quaff enemies. Those like monsters, the kind of eldritch looking monsters that shoot the fireballs out of their weird chest mouths. Probably could have used just like 2 of them, and then a bunch of scrags would have been better instead of having 4 spawn, but I guess they did give you the red armor and the mega health, so. Those like floating yellow invisible spawns are super annoying. I hate those things. That was pretty fun though. What map was that? It's down here, right? That was, oh, hey, look at that. It closes the portal off once you completed a map. How cool. Awesome. That map was And Wear a Golden Sorrow by Kel? By Kel. Nice. Full map. Ooh, look at this. Kind of a little weird. I get what they're going for here with the boat. And the boat does look pretty cool with like the blood sea or river or whatever shore, but it's kind of weird because you can see like the edge of the map here. I guess this map was made in 2005, but I feel like being able to see the edge of the map like that just looks really bad. It would have been better to have like a big rock wall maybe, like if you're, I guess fog could have worked. some kind of like fog, or having like a big kind of rock wall with like a little passage that leads out. You just like can't really see the edge, or where the map ends, rather. Wasting no time giving me the super shotgun. Always appreciate it. Oh, hey. Oh, no. They really like using, they really enjoy using that fucking yellow spawn monster for some reason. Making these. This area looks cool, probably a little bit too big though. I don't know. Oh wow, okay. So I assume they want me to kind of jump off over here. They're gonna send some shit at me because they're giving me a red armor. Okay, this is like a horde type thing. I'm usually not a fan of maps like this. Yeah, I'm not. The problem with stuff like that is it's not very like clever or interesting. It's just like, I don't know. Here's just like 30 death points, right? I've always been really against big waves of enemies like that in Quake. I think it's always far more interesting when you specifically set up like a very creative. You have very like creative enemy placement. You know, really think about like the way the enemies engage the player, what, you know, the amount of room the player has to dodge and fight enemies, stuff like that to me is like way more interesting, and you can set up some really cool fights by doing that. I think when you just like send 30 like fiends at the player, it just kind of, I don't know, it feels tedious. At least to me it does. It's just like not very fun. You can do like wave-based encounters well. I find they work really well as like a grand finale of your map. You know, you give a player a quad damage, or maybe there's a secret quad. You know, maybe they have a grenade launcher. Having it be like a penultimate fight of just like, alright, here's a ton of enemies, and then it progressively gets more and more difficult. You know, you start off with the lower tier enemies, and you kind of work your way up to the higher tier enemies. You can craft a really creative and really fun kind of wave-based encounter like that, but a lot of maps don't. They just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, here's like 30 enemies, have fun, good luck. And I feel like this map falls into the latter category of just kind of randomly throwing enemies at me without much thought. Any reason to be up here? There's not like a secret or something over here. That seems like a prime spot for it. Yeah, this map is just feeding me like red armors and then just like throwing these guys at me. I think the geo here is pretty lazy too. It's just like, I mean, there are some nice looking areas, but then you have just like these big like splotches of wall. I don't know why this is like an open area. It's like a field. There's just like nothing out here. I feel like they could have just made a wall that went from like here to here, just like wall this off, because this looks really bad. Just having a big empty open area does not look great. Kind of more of what I'm talking about. It's just like, I don't know, here's 4 ogres. Whoa. Now here's 3 3-4? I don't even have a lighting gun yet. Get the quad. And, having these guys be in high ground is also, this kind of works just due to the fact that they can shoot more, they can shoot pretty powerful projectiles down, so having those guys kind of be in that like turret position, just going back to what I was talking about last map, works as well. Any enemy that can just do a lot of damage from range, I feel like it's okay to have in like a turret sort of spot. This level is pretty bad, if I'm being honest. It had okay-ish visuals, except for the areas where you could see like the bounds of the map. It was very boxy. There's a couple interesting areas in terms of like geo and brushwork, but for the most part, it was just like very boxy, very plain. Really, the thing that killed it though was the combat encounters were just so bland. I really don't like Serious. I hate Serious Sam. Genuinely hate Serious Sam. I think those games are terrible. They're mindless. They're stupid. They're boring. I don't have a good thing to say about those games. And when you just start sending hordes of monsters at the player, that's what they remind me of. Is I feel like I'm playing Serious Sam, and I do not have a good time. I feel like that is the worst thing you can do with Quake. I don't think Quake's combat is unfortunately interesting enough to support just throwing 100 monsters at the player like that without any kind of creativity in their placement and in kind of the areas that the player is going to have to fight them. An encounter should be, you know, it should kind of put you off balance a little bit, right? It should be like, you should, kind of going back to what I was talking about before, right? A good encounter would be like a Death Knight at high ground, and then there's like a Ogre on high ground and like two Death Knights kind of chasing you around, and then have a little bit of height variation and like maybe like a pillar or something in the environment, something to kind of for the player to like move around in, so you get some of that Tom and Jerry type of gameplay. You know, and then like maybe once the player kills, you know, maybe you have a timer, and after, you know, 30 seconds and the player's still kind of fighting the Death Knights, and like a door opens up and there's another Ogre, you know, and you kind of evolve the encounter that way. Combat encounters and how they play out, I feel like are really important to like making a good map. And there's such a difference between a map like this and like a really high quality map that you can tell somebody put a lot of thought into how the enemies are going to engage you and how they're going to, you know, put a lot of thought into how the player might approach the combat encounters, and having those interesting encounters just makes the map, I guess, feel so much more alive. I've talked about it before, like the map itself should almost be like an enemy working against you, and you can tie that into the combat. I'm probably just babbling, and I don't make any sense. I sound like a crazy person, but I guess my point here is just don't throw hordes of enemies at the player. It's not fun. It's boring. You get to think about how players are going to approach fights. After shit talking that map for like 10 minutes, that was a Undreamed Shores by Necros. I feel like Necros is a better mapper than that, but this is like a 2005 map pack, so maybe this is like his start. I don't know. I know I've seen that name before, and I feel like he's made some good stuff, so... This is definitely using cloth. I'm pretty sure this hammer is a cloth. Right? Ooh, okay, that was cool. See what I mean? Like, stuff like that is really cool. It's like you're walking along, you have all these like little side paths, and you're like, alright, there's really nothing happening here, and then, you know, boom, Death Knight jumps out of the lava at you. Stuff like that is just what makes for interesting combat, right? you know, same thing here, right? I go this way, I don't realize there's knights behind me. Death, you know, my attention's drawn to this. It opens up the death, you know, start fighting the death knight. It's like, oh shit, there's knights behind me. It's just like the map is like it ties into, you know, the map kind of ties into how combat plays out, and it feels alive. It feels great, and it's just really interesting to play. Like out the bridge. Oh shit, the bridge did fall. Guess we're not going back down there. Oh fuck. Get out of here. Where are you? I like the little particle effects around the lava. Those are pretty cool. These like dirt walls are kind of weird though. I'm not a big fan of that. It's by the button. Wish I had a super shotgun. Oh, there it is. Speak the devil and he shall appear. Oh, okay. I was expecting that to go up. Oh. Oh. Okay, never mind. I thought we were going down there for a second. It's like, uh-oh. That's not good. I kind of like the way these elevators play out. The way these elevators work in this map. It's pretty cool. Oh, wait, no, there's a secret up there. Fuck. Okay, I guess I could just take the elevator again. I think I know what I have to do. I like this, like, these, like, teeth or whatever down here, those spikes. Looks very cool. The textures, like, the texture work isn't super great on this map, but it has some really kind of creative ideas. These indents here probably would have made a different texture. Go. Trinity. I don't even know what that does. Like extra nail damage? I think so. It's making noises when I shoot stuff, so... Oh, wait, what? Yeah, mega health. Thankfully, this, like, the vanilla super nail gun is just, like, absurd. It's just, like, dead accurate. I kind of snipe things with it. A lot of mods use, like, copper, which... Actually, does Arcane Dimensions... I think Arcane Dimensions adds spread to it as well. It's not a lot of spread, but... Oh, shit. Oh, my god, a Chthon fight. Okay. I didn't realize we were doing this. Kind of an awkward Chthon fight. I don't know if I would have, sure I would have included this. Pretty cool map. I like the use of the elevators. I think that was pretty neat. some kind of creative encounter design there. Again, this is kind of what I'm talking about when I say like you almost want to, like, you don't have to ambush the player, but you almost want to kind of play with their expectations. Like, think about how the player is going to react to certain things and design around that. Draw their attention with like an enemy or a weapon or an item, and then kind of have enemies kind of pop out at them or come in from behind, or throw them off balance. Don't just send a hallway of ogres at them. Be more creative about it. This level was very creative. Visually, it looked okay. Decent implementation of the Knave theme. The Chthon fight, I wasn't really a big fan of. Chthon fights in general are like okay. This one was just kind of weird because I never really felt in danger at all. It was just kind of like going back and forth, hitting the buttons. Like, he couldn't really hit me from below like that. He hit me once on the little elevator, but after that, it was smooth sailing. So I don't know. Overall, really cool map. Pretty fun. Let's go see who made that. That was False Esteem by Vonder. I think Vonder is still active today. That is 3 maps down. We need to go to another area here. This room is very maze-like. Alright, there's 3 maps over here. I don't know where the other 3 are. It's like, oh, it's a body, okay. Kind of claustrophobic. I don't like these tiles that are like extended out from the floor. I think they look really weird and very distracting. I'll go back down here real fast. So these like tiles are like, because the floors are like this, you have like this nice tile texture for the floor. I think it looks really good. But then you just have like these like runes, tiles sticking up out of the floor, like a whole like 8 units out of the floor for some reason. They really don't have to be. These should just be in the floor. Like these should just be like down in the floor and just like replace this corner tile, because it fits perfectly. Like it slots in like it's just another tile, but it's like a little rune. So I don't know why these are like sticking out of the floor like that. I think having like weird bits extend upward out of the floor is usually kind of bad, especially because like it messes up movement unless you like unless you make them non-solid, or like clip the whole floor to be a little bit higher, which is just very fucky, and I wouldn't recommend that. Sort of like he did he? Yeah, like these ones look a lot better. These ceiling ones here, they don't stick out as far. So I don't know why he made the floor ones stick out so far. If you want to do like if you want to make the floor kind of pop with tiles, what you can do is you can kind of carve around with texture, and then just kind of rip out a couple tiles and put like a dirt texture underneath. I've seen a lot of maps do that. It looks really nice. Yeah, these ones look better too. So I guess as you went along here, kind of figured out that the tiles maybe weren't so hot. I'd sure like that red armor there. A little awkward. I would have maybe put the kind of hard to get around this room with these torches. I would have probably just put the nail gun on the thing here, and maybe had the ammo be up top. back this way real fast. Let's see if there's a way down to that red armor room. Maybe kind of get... Well, there's a whole other section of map over there. Maybe you just get there later. There's all these like breakable, all these like kind of broken walls. I guess at the time, like, people weren't used to breakable walls. I don't think that was a thing back then. Not sure what mod first added that. I know it from mainly like Arcane Dimensions, and that was 2015. I think it could be done before then, but it was like a little bit more kind of primitive. Like I've seen mods that have like breakable walls, but it's like the walls like bleed blood. They're basically an enemy. I feel like this room needs to be broken up with some kind of like trim. I do like the lighting in here. The harsh shadows on the staircase are pretty cool. But it's a lot of just like the same, like this is just one wall texture just used everywhere. Like it looks nice with like the blue tiles, but it really needs to be... You kind of don't want like big slabs of just one texture that repeats. I feel like it's better to have like different trims to kind of break things up a little bit. It's hard. Interesting. Is that it? Is that the exit? Oh, no, okay. Kind of weird to just have, like, the void be down there. Have it be, like, a wind tunnel. I don't know. I would have just maybe had that be, like, an elevator. I guess they were trying to get creative, but... Would have just made more sense to have, like, an elevator here to just, like, push the player up. What's that red armor? Let's switch around here. Button. What are these? Oh, these blocks are pretty cool. Give them credit for this. Having these blocks be on like these little poles sticking out of this, that's pretty neat. Oh my god, okay. It's a lot of Death Knights. Because I'm supposed to go grab this first, and then... Fucking these things. Let's see who wins here. I bet you the Death Knight wins. Actually, I don't know if the Death Knight can even hit this guy. Fuck, the nades just went right through him. Where'd he go? Is he dead? Alright, I guess he's just gone. He left our plane of existence. Grab some of this ammo. I wanted that red armor, but I'm gonna spend forever looking for the stupid button to open those grates. I do kind of like how you get to see other areas of the map. you're gonna go to later. These like little holes in the wall. It's kind of neat. With all my nades on that. Another super nail gun. It's kind of weird. Sure why they would give you two like that. The ceiling is a little too low here. I'm kind of like bonking my head on it. I guess this is why they give you the super nail gun, just to make sure you have it. Oh, this camera. I don't know if this is intentional or not. This camera's like upside down. Oh, that map was okay. It never really had any like backtracking sequences. It kind of, I guess it sort of did. It felt very linear. It felt like a big hallway. There was never any like big kind of atrium type rooms to fight in. I feel like you always kind of want like a good mix of like kind of more corridory sections and like larger, more open areas the player can kind of move around and like fight and explore a little bit. You know, like big atrium type rooms. This map just felt like one kind of straight hallway to the end. So yeah, it was all right. It had some. I don't think it was like a super great implementation of the Knave theme. A lot of like the texture work kind of left a lot to be desired. It just wasn't super good. Brushwork was like okay-ish. I don't know. It was an alright map. I'm judging like 2005 maps by like modern standards, so I guess keep that in mind with it's my thoughts here. That was Born of Madness by Zwiffle. I feel like I've seen that name before. I don't think they're mapping anymore though. Ooh, oh, this is cool. Is that the moon? That moon. Yeah, I guess it looks kind of cool. Something about it looks really weird. Just like the complete blackness, and there's just a little moon up there. It looks very like off-putting, and like in a sort of it's fake kind of way. So I'll give my speech that I give a lot. I think anytime you have like a map that's set in a void, it's like free atmosphere. I think voids are just way cooler, like a black void or a white void sometimes. It's way cooler than like any skybox. It's just there's something eerie about it, very unsettling about like you're just in the void. And it works so well with you know Quake. Oh, this is cool. It's like a floating bunch of tombstones. Okay. Oh, this is really cool. There's a little passage down here. Found the Well of Souls. Back to that indoor area. So I really like the outdoor area here. I think this is all really well done. This building here kind of looks not great. It's just like a big box, at least from the back. Up here. I like this bookshelf. It's very cool. Okay. Just kind of take this to go through, alright. Stone base feels unstable. Right. Let's go towards the fire. What's your rest? What is... okay. So I have to go back, I guess? Yeah, I have to... I'm supposed to... Not sure. I'm supposed to, like... It seems like this moves or, like, break or something, but... Maybe we're doing this all out of order, because I, like, ran around the back side of this place, so let's take a trip back to the front. So you can have this room here, so this just leads to the secret. It's over here. Just leads up here. These are kind of weird. This room is, this is kind of what I was talking about, or like having things that stick out of the floor makes like movement very awkward. Destroy the contracts. I don't see the contracts. Graves have sunken. Okay, so that means these. Okay, these. Okay. This level's a little buggy. It seems very ambitious. Has been opened. Okay. You just kind of ride the coffins back up. Just gonna let those guys be. Yeah, this is like really, really buggy, but I kind of like it. It has like good atmosphere. Oh boy, here's the Horde of Knights. This like big room reminds me of they're in the Moria in Lord of the Rings. So you got a huge cavern. Oh, two fiends versus this guy. This guy is fried. Oh my god, no, he beat one of the fiends. What the fuck? Hold on. I'm gonna bring you back to the other fiend. Hold on. Oh my god, he beat both of them. What the fuck? It's a chest of gold, I guess? It's like a Minecraft chest. The spire. Somebody probably had a lot of fun making this spiral staircase. Just trading shots with this. Did not want that. Go. It's like a red armor up there. How the fuck do you get up there? Oh. This really slow elevator, that's how. Does this one have a secret? I have like a mega health. No, there's just nothing up here. Kind of secret. There's just nothing up here. Just fuck you. Okay then, sure. Some health. It's kind of cool. Go behind the fireplace. It's tricky to give you a lot of room there to jump. Okay, now we're on. This map is so unhinged. I have no idea what it's going to do next. We're like going into mausoleums. There's zombies hanging. This area is really cool. I love these bookcases that just like go off into nothingness are very cool. Oh, cool. And it just kind of brings you back around. I mean, nothing happened there, but this map gets like an A for atmosphere, but it just doesn't know what the hell it's doing with everything else. Won't budge as it won't budge as it's like opening. I love the completely static enemies just standing still. No pathing or anything like that. Just standing there, just waiting for you. Alright, just grab the quad. Now what? I have no idea what that did. Oh, there's a passage way over here. It's just like a random diagonal bridge to this corner. That's the exit apparently. This map is insanely unhinged. This feels like a 2005 map. I kind of like it though. It does a lot of really cool things with its atmosphere. Like, look at how cool these, like, the floating tombstones. Those still look really good. Like, that building kind of looks like shit. It's, like, a little too boxy. But, like, you could do a remake of this map and have it be really good. If there's anyone out there who needs, like, an idea for a map, just remake this map. Credit the original author, but just, like, do it up way better. Because this map has, like, some really good concepts. I think the author just wasn't skilled enough to, the author just unfortunately was not skilled enough to kind of see his vision through. But there's some really good ideas in this map. It gets an A for atmosphere and aesthetic and effort. But it was a little bit shit. A bit shit, but otherwise pretty good. Right. That was a Beware of the Itis March by Eric, right? Yeah. Beware of the Itis March by Eric. I don't know if Eric's still mapping. I don't recognize the name, so maybe he just made that one map and forever quit. Death Knight's gonna win here for sure, right? Yeah. Get him. Get him. Show him his boss. You could chat Death Knight. I've seen Death Knight kill Shamblers before. Sorry. Okay, I have full ammo for everything. What are we doing here? Classic kind of hub area. Kind of with a silver key or maybe the gold key. Kind of boring though. This map's very like boxy so far. Very flat areas. The most entertaining thing about this map was when they infighting. Oh shit, okay. Alright, that was a thing. Sure. Just 2 Shamblers in a flat open area. This is a really... Oh my god, this is not a great map. It's like somebody... It's like somebody's first map. They don't really know what they're doing. But they kind of like did some like research. Does that make any sense? It's like they're not quite an expert on mapping, but they did their homework. They kind of understand what a map is. It's like a computer made, like AI made a map. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. There's like a weird light coming from in here. I feel like there's a secret behind this bookshelf. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's one of these. And they really love these nail gun quads. I'm very indifferent to them. I'd rather just have a normal quad damage. I don't know. I guess it's a good thing I found them. These. Like I said, it's like an algorithm made a map. Like it kind of just like understands what you're supposed to do. It's just like there's nothing creative about any of this. It's just like passing grade map design is kind of what this is. You know what I mean? Fight. Oh my god, he killed the I guess because I was laying into the Shambler with the nails, but I was not expecting the Shambler to lose that. The Ogre. I almost feel like I should just run past a lot of this stuff. Like speedrun style. Okay, well, fuck. Now I gotta run back. Fuck. There's like no cover from these like doors. You just kind of have to figure it out, I guess. That was kind of cool. There's like a bunch of health around here. Death Knight. I'm just gonna leave that Death Knight. I don't care enough to. You know. Yeah, I don't know. That was oof, that was rough. Like I said, that was like the passing grade equivalent of map of like a level. It was just so like it was like generated by like a computer like algorithm or something. Like it's like if you asked fucking AI to make like a map, like a Quake map for you, you'd get this. It's like it understands kind of what it needs to be, but it doesn't get like the creativity aspect. It's just like it's all very boxy, just like, you know, here's a corridor connected to a larger kind of atrium room connected to another corridor. It understands like the hub design. Again, it's like somebody did their homework and they really studied up on like levels, but they just like didn't really have the knowledge or the creativity or the experience to like make something more interesting. I know who made this map too. I saw the name. I was actually expecting something much better, but maybe this is one of their first maps. That was last syllable of time by Ionis. Ionis is a very talented mapper. So I'm wondering if this is one of their early maps. Like, I wonder if this is like where they started mapping, because Ionis is still mapping, I think, today. I want to say they've like participated in some like recent stuff, like within the last few years. So yeah, Ionis, very talented mapper. I wonder if that was one of his first levels. It definitely wasn't great, but I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever. So I don't know. 6 down, 3 to go. This is very, this looks really good. This is like proper nave theme. I like this big, like, mechanism here. This looks really cool. These things jitter around so much. Come on, just... Oh, it landed on the Scrag's head. I'm expecting that. Edit all that just to... Well, I guess you can come down here now. Oh, this is where we started. Ooh, I guess I could have jumped in there. Let's go check that out real quick. Maybe that's where you're supposed to go? I don't know. No, wait, what the hell? There's nothing here. Oh, there's a rocket launcher down there. See the quad below me here. I guess I could jump down. Oh, there's a little moving platform here. Got it. Projectiles these things shoot, like they knock you back. They do so much damage. At least it feels that way. The pentagram has risen. Okay. I like how these bookcases are kind of like... I see a little... Oh, I guess that was a gib. Okay. I thought there was like a button in that corner. It's kind of weird these bookcases are like pushed forward. Funny Fighting these guys on these bridges would be pretty dangerous. Let's not do that. Grab this ammo back here. I'm still wondering how you get that rocket launcher. I see a mega over there. Oh shit. I just hear stuff teleport again. It's like, uh-oh. Somewhere else on the map, there's just a bunch of monsters teleport again. Oh, that's not good. I like these guys jumping off these bookcases. Okay. Little jump rush there. Alright. Where's that mega? It's been a pretty excellent level so far. Really kind of spindly, very creative design. That's a nice nade. In here for like a switch or something. Had to tank the scrags there. Rocket launcher definitely would be nice on this map. I had a light gun. Perfect time to remember, I suppose. Okay, that takes you back this way. I might grab that quad before I move on. The only thing is, I don't know if I can get my way, if I can find my way back up here if I grab that quad. I'm probably gonna fucking die doing this, but... Oh no, I survived, okay. It's an elevator? Oh, see, yeah, see it put me, like, way down. Oh no, it's a shortcut. Okay. Well, I'm just like burning most of this quad. It's kind of unfortunate. But... squad coming to whatever's going to be in this room. See, I think this is how you do a fight with 4 of these guys. Is you kind of have them, you stagger their spawn a little bit. You don't just all have them kind of come at you at once. That like slight stagger to their spawn, where it's like you get like the 2, and then like a 3rd one comes in a few seconds later, and then like the last one kind of comes in. I like how this door opens here. Jump into the tunnel of books there. This is a great map. I really like this level. Very creative encounters. I mean, it's set in like a void, so again, just like free atmosphere points. It had like a very fun kind of spindly design. There was kind of a danger of like falling off, but it wasn't like it always kind of gave you an option to like back up a little bit, right? And it kind of played with it. There was definitely situations where it's like, you know, like when that one, those Death Knights and the one kind of Eldritch monster that shoots the fireballs, I don't know what those things are called, were kind of coming at me, and then I had like scrags behind me. It's like, well, I have to make this like decision of like prioritizing targets, and look, the Death Knights right in the elevator. Overall, it was just like a really clever map, really well designed, really good implementation of the cave theme. Some solid brushwork. This map holds up really well, even like by modern standards. So it's impressive that it was made so long ago. Oh, was that our last map, or is there like more down here? I thought there was. Take a look here real quick. There was 9 maps. 9 medium to large levels. Oh, including start and secret maps. So there's a secret map here that we have not played. Interesting. I wonder where that's at, because I would like to check that out. Oh yeah, that map, by the way, I didn't take a look at that level or who made it. I think that was by Kel. No, it wasn't that one. These right here. He Falls Like Lucifer by Kel. Is that the secret map? I guess that is chapter secret. I don't know why it's considered a secret map. But okay, so I guess that was all the maps, just looking at the map list here, the readme. Alright, let's go on to the finale. I like this this portal here, it's pretty cool. Jump down to the monster. This floor is like really fucky to run around on. Some issues here with lighting. Pretty cool. I wish this, see what I'm saying is like it doesn't work as well when you set it in a skybox. Like this has like a red, kind of misty, cloudy skybox with like some stars. Like I think setting this in a black void would have just looked so much better. Something about the black void and like the theme of kind of Quake with its eldritch, arcane worlds, just it works so well. Oh, it's one of these things, okay. Just press the switches, or is this gonna do? You just do damage to this guy. I don't think there's any, like... I think there's a trick. But, like, oh my god, you can fling you around. The hitbox on that is a little wonky. kind of like this boss enemy. He's pretty cool looking. This is a really good arena. Sorta. Visually, I think it looks really nice. I feel like there could have been a little bit more going on to deal with this boss. I'm not really sure what else you could do. I mean, it's always tough in a game like Quake to do like a boss that isn't just like a big bullet sponge, right? I think maybe having some like of those mini vores chasing you around would have helped here. Maybe juice the player up a little bit more, and then have the mini vores kind of like jump down from the ceiling to attack you. Just to kind of like, something to pull your attention away from the boss. Otherwise, that was pretty good. I like that the ambient like fan sound effect or whatever it's playing here is pretty cool. The hideous vermis necrosis retreats it onto the void. This is like some classic Quake dialogue right here. Yielding to you the power of the Stargates. Should be Slipgate. Stargate's not. That's not a Quake thing. Armed with riches of knowledge. And then at the end they give you a website. Probably wouldn't go to that website, by the way. I don't know what's there. No, and then you're just kind of stuck here. Let's bring you back to the. Did it crash? Okay, there we go. So yeah, that is Contract Revoked, The Lost Chapters. Pretty solid. Again, this was made in 2005, so very retro. This was 10 years before Arcane Dimensions. I think this was the same year that Quake 4 came out. I think Quake 4 was 05. Some pretty impressive maps here for 05. You can kind of see some what would become some really talented mappers, like Ionis, I think is kind of getting their start here. I assume this is like a very early Ionis map. And yeah, there's some like surprisingly really good maps. There's some maps that are like maybe a little too ambitious, but you can kind of see what they were going for, and if they could have succeeded, I think that one map would have been really cool. That was the Eric map, Beware of the Itis March. Yeah, overall, this is a pretty fun pack. I was kind of surprised. I guess that's it. I'm not sure what what kind of brought this on. Like I said, I can't see a lot of information. There's not a lot of information here about this. Like, I don't know if this is obviously not a map jam, so I don't know if these mappers just kind of got together and were like, let's just make some more Knave maps. Or Nave maps, I think is what the theme is called. Nave. I still don't know what the proper pronunciation of that theme is. Knave. Nave. Knave. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, that was Contract Revoked, Lost Chapters. Pretty fun. I would actually recommend this. Despite its age, this actually held up really well. Some fun maps in here. Thanks to all the mappers from 2005 for putting this together. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Take care. GG's.